Techstars and when it wasn't, but more or less whatever it became, whatever it was before Techstars as well. Troy Hennikoff, Math Ventures, amazing guy. And then somehow someone liked a session so well that they decided to start talking about it to other Techstars locations. And now I've done it for Seattle, I've done it for the alums, and now you guys get to be the next group. So the way this is set up is it's supposed to be like, it's kind of what happens at the conferences. We typically have beers and shots in front of us, and we have like a lab coat on and a stethoscope, and we're doing like a site clinic, if you would. I decided to tone down the alcohol portion of it just because it wasn't, it's kind of on brand for me, but it may not be on brand for everybody. So I thought that maybe I'd not do that part. But I did want to kind of get into it, hopefully give you guys some very specific pointers on each of your sites. And maybe, you know, you guys can learn from each other as well. So that's the overall goal of this. And if you wanted to give me a different intro, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Brent, you nailed it. I was like going to use the specific phrasing that I got from some of my colleagues in Chicago, which was every single program needs to take this workshop with Brent. So that was all of the praise that I needed. Today we've got 4 of the 5 founders I was expecting on. I'm going to ping the final group on Slack, but I think most of you have submitted. Oh, looks like Juan Jose is here. Most of you have submitted Brent's form as well, I hope. That will enable us to do this. But Brent has also very kindly offered to help any of you out, because I know this is lightning round, it's going to go pretty quick. But he's offered to do a 30-minute session afterwards as well, if you want to dive a little deeper.
Yeah.
I encourage you to take him up on that.
Yeah, and everyone's taking me up on it. So feel free to do that despite my intro. I would love to help you guys with any of the specific questions you guys have, etc. Obviously, there's a biz dev side of this too. I just don't expect it for like 3 to 4 years from now. So remember me in 3 to 4 years when you guys are all rich and super happy with your companies. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to get started. If anything else here, we're good. All right. Here we go. And is it malt or malty?
Malta. So
Malta,
like the country, just spelled differently. Now, if I had a nickel for every time I got pronounced Malty or Matt or Walter or something like that.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I got it right. So I didn't sound like an idiot every time I said your name. So, all right. Heika? How do you pronounce this?
Heika.
Heika, 2 in a row, see? All right. So I'm going to start in, well, actually, I'm not going to start in with you. You're going to be last, okay? Actually, you know what? It's not nice to do that. So I'm going to start with you now, okay? It's on the far right-hand side of my screen. Going to start with you anyway. All right. So this is Heika. And what do you guys do? Give me your 30-second spiel.
We provide a Slack app that helps engage employees around security content, ultimately leading to organizations reducing the likelihood of security incidents at their business.
Beautiful. All right. So I like you have Slack in there. It's going to be really hard to rank for Slack, but people at least understand what they're doing. All right. So here's the tool. This is Ahrefs. It's a tool that you guys might be familiar with. If not, there might be an SEMrush tool or Moz tool, used to be called SEO Moz. And really what it does, gives you a great idea on what type of SEO scores you have, health, things to look at, etc. Fairly inexpensive software. I do recommend you guys get it. I don't work for the company. I don't get anything for it, but I personally like Ahrefs. I like their data better. You can go deeper, wider in a lot of this stuff. These scores are low, very low. So you would expect that because you guys are a startup. In about 6 months or so of an engagement with Loud, it's usually around 30, somewhere in there. So I would expect you guys probably hit in the 30s since you're part of Techstars. In about 6 months to maybe a year. So when we start talking about other scores on keywords, we're going to try and stick to around the 30s and 40s levels when we're talking about which keywords you should go after, how competitive, etc. And the reason why is that we always want to try and get the highest volume search phrases that we can actually rank for instead of shooting for example Slack. I'm glad we started with this one actually, because you'll never rank for Slack, right? So that is something that may get a lot of search phrases, or a lot of searches happening every single week, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to rank for it. So 6s and 8s, really low, whatever. We're going to look at the words that you are currently ranking for. And in here, we get the overall volume. And free HIPAA training, you're showing up somewhere in the top 100. Is that relevant or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's somewhat relevant. Yeah.
Okay. And then these are the things that you're ranking for. Modern LMS, what's that?
Learning management system.
Yeah, does that make sense for you?
Yeah, I mean, we wrote a blog post that you see there on the left.
Okay. All right. And actually, we have Trainwheel as one of our clients right now, so they also are going after learning management systems. So it must be like a pretty hot thing right now. Slack is a modern LMS. Great. Okay. So here's what we're seeing here. Not a lot of volume for people looking for modern LMS. Right. So maybe there's something we could go after that under learning management system or LMS that might be better. So we're going to jump into that in a second. Your keyword difficulty is a 7, which is your score is pretty low. So it makes sense that these would correspond together. But this is not going to change your world anytime soon. Good that you wrote about it, right? Maybe Google's seen as modern LMS, and we can look at this content, see if we can get it updated a little bit. We'll come back to it in a second on things that we could do. Looking at the keywords that you could rank for that have to do with LMS, we will pull that up. So here you type in your keywords. You can see that there's a bunch of different options of what you can look at. Learning management system. Yes. Management system. Tell me if I typo. So really hard. It's gonna be really difficult for you to rank on this, probably about 2 years out for you. Okay. So now we got to find something else that you could rank for instead. That would make sense. Learning management system. Let's just go ahead and get the keyword scores down. Let's say the 30s.
I'd be curious if so like phrases that we would want to come up for, less tools, like learning management is like specifically a market.
Okay.
But like more organic, like search terms like reduce security incidents or like employee related security incidents. Those are the types of things that, you know, we might be able to, I would just be curious, like how difficult those are.
So you put in security training as one of your key phrases in the form. Is that still on point?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So let's try security training and let's do, and someone watch my time, please, so I don't get too crazy. Like right on the 15-minute mark on this one would be great. Like 15 minutes after the hour.
No
So
problem.
church security training, is that on point for you?
No.
Okay.
Healthcare security training, I guess, would be, but that seems very unlikely that someone would search for that.
Well, 1.2 thousand people per month are looking for church security training, which is
Interesting.
weird. But they
It's
are.
really weird. I
Okay.
wonder what that even means. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can find out. So in this scenario, you don't know, just type it in, see what the heck's coming up. And yeah, you're more about digital security, right?
Yeah, like cybersecurity. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't like security in this case. Let's try cyber security.
Yeah, that might work.
That better? Cybersecurity training make more sense? There we go. Is that more on point, Ryan, or not?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I think the usage of cyber versus non-cyber is pretty variable, but yeah, cyber would definitely be more relevant in terms of SEO, I think.
Okay, so cybersecurity training is a little better on the scores. And if we get it down into here, what I'm trying to get you to is what key phrase can you put in your title tag that makes sense? Because right now putting Slack in there is not going to get you a lot. Although you did put in as a modern LMS. So you guys are really doubling down on modern LMS. But the modern LMS aspect of things, oh, that's on your title tags.
Yeah, that's on the blog post.
Okay. Run your security training program from Slack. Man, I'm not doing great on this one. Security training. Back to security training. Let me get back to these false positives. Reduce security incidents. Again, is that cybersecurity or like actual people breaking into your physical location?
It's mostly cyber. Yeah.
Yeah. So having a bad false positive here. Security incidents.
You could say reduce cybersecurity incidents, I guess.
So here it is. Cybersecurity incidents is the term. I'm putting cyber in front of all this stuff. So that's one thing we are learning here is that you're calling it security incidents. If you keep doing that, there's gonna be a lot of false positives inside of Google's algorithm trying to figure out like what type of security, physical break-ins or digital break-ins. So
Yeah.
I would definitely lean into cyber, and maybe we try security period and see if we can get a different differentiation between digital, cyber, etc. Social security's in there. That's hilarious. So cyber, digital. What else could it be, guys? Someone. Cyber, digital,
Virtual.
virtual. Great.
Online.
Online. Good job, whoever that was. Oh, I always hit this wrong button. There we go. So it's cybersecurity jobs is big, and certifications. Do you guys offer certifications?
We provide certificates of completion when people have finished our training.
Great. Okay. So I would be focused more around, let's do 40 here. Just gives a little more breathing room. I would focus around certifications. I would focus around a lot of analysts, internships, engineers, salaries. Norton Security Online, remote cyber security jobs. Get rid of all these jobs. Of
Well,
course,
for something like a salary, would you recommend maybe even writing like a report or like a blog post on cybersecurity? Like
you can figure out like, hey, how much do people make, etc. It was really big in the SEO community about 15 years ago, just trying to figure out how much everyone's supposed to make in this area. And that did get some link bait, like, oh yeah, I made more, I made less, etc. So maybe the degree, like how you get a degree in cybersecurity, might be one of them. My ex-wife actually worked for the Secret Service, and she set up a cybersecurity network in LA with a bunch of people. So, and I think she has a degree in this, to be honest with you. It's been so long, so I really checked in on her. Degree, analyst, secure engineer certification. I'm going to keep this and I'm going to export it for you because I think we're close here. We just need to figure out exactly where that fit is. What the biggest thing I want to tell you is that security and it needs to have a differentiator of cyber on it. And then we're going to look quickly, very quickly, at your
Brent, I want to do a quick time check for you.
1 minute.
Yeah, one more thing
yeah.
that I'd be curious about. Cybersecurity is technically one word. Like,
Thank you. Okay, so that's a huge
differently.
miss. Yeah, that's great.
Yes, but I've seen it both ways. It's just one.
So I would put them both. I'd put both in there, and then let's look at your competing domains according to your rankings. Doesn't really work. HHS.gov is in there. That's interesting. And then let's get into the links. So where you're getting your links from. So this is a big one because I want to see where you're getting your links from a domain standpoint. So GitHub, BizJournals, Techstars, great. So there's one thing I throw all the other Techstars under the bus on. Make sure you get a link from Techstars. Like they have a lot of SEO juice going to them. Make sure they're linking to your homepage or to the right page for you. Anybody else who's really invested in you, get inbound link structure from those people, whether it's your mom, your brother, your investors, the bank, your partners, whatever. Also, you as an individual, serial entrepreneur, probably, right? Like you guys had other businesses, you have other connections, really try and get that inbound link structure coming in. Example for me was like, when I started Loud, I had a lyric site before that. I got sued for $53 billion. Apparently lyric sites weren't legal. I didn't know. Oops. And I got this big letter and I had to shut it down. And, either you pay $53 billion or you unplug the server. So I unplugged the server. But the point was that I ranked really well for Nickelback lyrics, specifically Nickelback lyrics. Also another story. But point is that Loud Interactive continued to rank for Nickelback lyrics for like 5 to 7 years because I redirected lyricvault.com into Loud loudinteractive.com at the time. So point is, pay attention to where your other stuff used to be. See if you can get some of that link juice flowing in from where you were. This is where you're getting your links now. And they're not amazing, right? I see a lot of spam and stuff down in here. And not really spam, I guess weird sites. There might be some spam down in here. Really try and figure out how you can get some inbound link structure. like domains matter more. So try and get links from separate domains would be the most powerful for you. Okay. All right. Book 30 minutes. We didn't get far enough with you, Ryan. So like we really need to like dig in here. I went down the wrong track with security and we wasted too much time on that. So
That's fine.
all right. The finance. Who is this?
That's me.
All right. How do you pronounce the company name again?
The finance.
Finance. Okay, cool. And how do you pronounce your name?
Farouk.
Farouk. All right, Farouk. Talk to me. What do you guys do?
We refinance student loans with income share agreements, so payments are always affordable, tied to income. We also have a career resources marketplace, and we have a investment fund where accredited investors can help solve the student debt crisis and make a social impact.
Got it. So you probably are not thrilled with some of Biden's ideas right now. All right. So you have no title tag, I think. Let's look and see. Finance. Yes, your title tag currently is home. Okay. So what platform are you on here?
WordPress.
You're on WordPress. Great. So I love WordPress. A lot of flexibility, kind of bulky when it comes to code, gets a little slow, but a lot of SEO options in here. I do recommend WP SEO or Yoast SEO. Yoast is a friend of mine. I'll just be transparent, so be careful. Maybe I'm biased, but I really do like his tool. And you really need to put some more relevant stuff on the site itself, because this having home as your title tag is dreadful. So let's look at your keywords real quick, see what you are ranking for. Your scores are a little better than the last one, a 24 already on your home page. What are you doing to get links into your site, Farouk?
We've had some articles published on us. Techstars obviously has been a big help. Some of our blogs, I think, have produced some results for us too. Yeah, I would just say I'm not the marketing guy on the team, so obviously he's unfortunately not able to make this call. But we'll set up a time to talk to you in more detail.
It's like, this is awesome. Like, you guys are getting some of these like awesome relevant pages or searches, no volume, right? The volume's super low. So we're gonna have to go after some really, oh, that's a nice one though. Higher Education Act of 1965 got quite a few searches. I don't understand the nuances between it, but this is pretty cool that you have that. Let's look and see where your highest volume terms are. Looks like that's one of, what's Sapphire? Why are you guys ranking so well for Sapphire?
Sapphire is one of our partners in our resources marketplace.
It's a brand I'm not aware of apparently.
It's a startup also. It's a newer company, but that guy does a good job.
So Higher Education Act article did really well for you. Let's look and see what your competitors are ranking for and where the gap is between you and your competitors. So did you fill out the form? Yes, you did. Thank you. And let's go look at your competitors that you had. So you had Sophie.com or SoFi.com probably. Okay.
Yep, SoFi.
Edley and Outcome Group. Great. Let's take a look. So what we're showing here is where they have content that you do not have content. And I'm going to do all threes just to make it nice and short. None. So, okay, that's interesting. So where do two of your competitors rank for something? And none also, which is really strange. And now where there's at least one of your competitors ranking for something, which gets a super long list. I don't necessarily like it as much. Okay, student loan calculators are where it's at, but man, look how tough that is. All right, that's gonna be rough. SoFi loans, that's your competitor's brand though, correct?
Yes.
Direct Stafford loan, 26. That one's reasonable, has a lot of search volume. Is that relevant to you?
It is relevant because those are the main student loans. Though we are targeting higher end student loans, which are not those. But as far as kind of, yeah, I mean, it is relevant for sure.
Okay, well, let's take a look at this real fast and see if we can talk about, I mean, obviously student loans are huge because that's what you do, but wow, is it competitive? 84, not going to happen. So what do we do instead? We could look overall for student loans, which is kind of what we did on the last one. See what happens. And let's go 40.
Well, we're refinancing student loans, so maybe like refinancing student loans. How does that look?
Okay, so let's try refinancing and refi. We'll keep the filter on. Refi, just get rid of it actually. Refinance, refinancing, and refi. What else?
Refinance, maybe just yeah.
Got to
that already.
refinance, refinancing, and refi. I'm going to start there. And should I refinance my student loans? See, these are great. Can you refinance student loans, Citizen Bank, blah, 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 Discover Student Loans, refinance US. I'm going to export this, keep these for you. I love these terms. Not a lot of volume yet still. So now I want to go back to Stafford since I was obsessed with it. And was it Stafford student loan? No, direct Stafford loan. Got it. So let's get rid of this and go delete Stafford loan. Loans actually. And loans. Okay. Now Stafford loans. Also great. Like if you don't like it, that's fine. But this is money right here. Like this is ding ding. Lots of opportunity, easy to rank for. I would go high focus on Stafford loans if it works for you. I don't know your product well enough. Federal Stafford loan, etc. Write content about it, get people into the site. It's going to be cake. You can rank on it in like 90 days. And I would definitely focus around this. How far off the mark am I? Like, is it close?
Like I said, those are cheaper loans, right? And our target is a little bit of. Can you look at like Graduate Plus loans?
Sure. Is that a?
Yeah, that's
thing?
something we're really targeting, like Graduate Plus and Parent Plus loans.
Is it plus sign or is it the word plus?
PLUS, yeah, it's like a yeah.
Got it. And then loans. Let's put loans over here.
And you can also put parent in there because there's two different types of plus loans: graduate and parent.
Loans. Still misspell that. And you want parents? You said.
Parent plus and graduate plus. Yeah, those are the two types.
Okay. I've never heard of any of these. Sorry. Okay, apply. Graduate plus loan. See, a little high. So you're in the 50s and 40s, etc. I'll see if I can find something for you in here. What? But it's not looking too great. See, the volumes just suck here. So I'm gonna go ahead and export it so you have it since you really like the high focus here. But it's not quite where I'd want it to be. Now I want to look at your content gap again. Student loan consolidation. That could be great. A lot of searches, but let's get this. I can't filter, damn it. Student loan payoff calculator, 17. Sophie Money, that's a brand. 401A, what's that? Is that one of that rings a bell for me for some reason? What's
I think
401A?
it's a savings account, right? Isn't it like a savings account for education?
Yeah. Why I got a 17-year-old. What is liquid net worth? 14, overstock, overweight stock, etc. I'll hang on to this too because I like this list better that we can kind of work through. See if we can get this taken care of on a call and for the 30-minute call.
Okay.
See if we can get that taken care of. Let's start. It's not quite right what I want here. I like the Stafford one, but you didn't like it, so I haven't really nailed one of these yet. All right. So who is Gales Plus? Or Farouk, if you have any big question at the end here, I'm happy to answer it real quick.
No, we're good. So we'll set up a time.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, you got Robin Haley here from Gales.
Hey guys. So what are Gales? They look fancy.
They are smart PPE shoes for nurses. They're the first and only actually protective shoes for the medical industry.
You know what? My mom was a LPN RN, when I was growing up, and her feet killed her all the time. She's super overweight, and her feet were just a mess. So to the point where she had to get cortisone shots and all this other stuff. So very cool if you guys have some, awesome shoes for it.
Yeah.
She tried a million different types of shoes, inserts, etc. So really happy to hear that someone's working on this.
Awesome.
All right, so smart PPE footwear for healthcare professionals. Very good title tag. I like your title tag. Footwear, I don't know if I like that. I know you guys want to put footwear in there. I don't think anyone looks for it. So I might pick you apart on your footwear idea versus shoes, because probably
Okay,
people are looking for nursing shoes.
makes
Uh,
sense.
but let's dig into this for a second and see where we're at. All right, scores are low, right? Organic keywords, let's see the referring domains. What's Gust?
Gust is a platform where you can list your company. So
Got it.
venture
Okay.
capital people are looking at it.
So like a profile site. Techstars Dev. What? I've never seen this before. So that's interesting. You're in there. No one else is. Techstars Prod as well. I'd be concerned that maybe something wasn't. I would double check that. And we'll talk about that on a 30-minute call and make sure that something didn't get screwed up and you get your development site index for some reason. That's really about all you have here. So, okay, getting out of here, going back and looking at your keywords, probably nothing exciting, but let's look anyway, patiently. There we go. So brand, not there yet, really. Oh, not bad. That's pretty good. 4,000 searches a month for Gales. Is there a false positive here? It looks like Gale Healthcare. What's that?
Gales is like a weather pattern. We have a Google alert and we keep getting gale rolling through Florida.
All right, that's a false positive. That sucks. I'm sorry. All right, frontline shoes. So I like the frontline shoe and frontline shoes are in there, right? Is it more for nursing though? It's like nursing shoes, aren't they, or not?
Yeah, our specific audience, it's nurses who work on the front lines that are in the ICU units.
Okay, I'm gonna go pick apart your whole footwear thing because I don't like it. We're gonna go ahead and just look at shoes, footwear, and footwear. Why did you choose footwear?
That's what we trademarked. So no one can actually have a PPE footwear except for Gales. So we just went after the category.
Can you get a PPE shoe or not?
We'll try.
Yeah, like you missed it by like 10x here. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
So I would really try and go after, and I don't mean to be a jerk, but like you really go after shoe or shoes in here.
Yeah.
An example here is like Pongo was one of our first clients, one of my first clients, like way before I even had a real company. And the Pongo wanted to be an online marketplace for secondhand goods. And I had to convince them that they were a pawn shop. Like you're an online pawn shop. So I love that you're a footwear company, but you're really a nursing shoes company. And let's see if we can get ourselves kind of move towards that. Let's look at what the opportunities are in here though. Nursing, doctors, maybe. Like what are the, do you want to go after the career, like nursing, doctor?
Not
Doctors?
doctor.
No?
Definitely
just
not
nurse?
doctor.
Okay,
Yeah.
what else?
ICU. So I'll describe the nurse. I think I put it in the forum too, but they're looking for comfortable shoes. They're looking for best shoes for nursing, for male nurses, for female nurses, for ICU nurses, easy to clean, protective.
I'm going to start here. And the idea is that easy to wash, make them germ free, etc. from shoe to shoe, like from room to room. It's
Super
really
comfortable,
crazy.
slip resistant, easy to clean.
Yeah, it's kind of mind blowing that no one's done this yet because there's probably a lot of transference of germs moving from one room to the next.
It's the number one issue in infection control.
So I love everything around nursing shoes. This is going to be an awesome opportunity for you. But please note that nowhere does it say foot or footwears through here. It's all shoes. And I have footwear in there, right? And these aren't that tough to rank for. So I would love to work with you guys on, dig deeper into what this is. And maybe I'll understand your footwear thing versus shoes thing. But this is hot, like 12s, 15s, 1s. We have thousands of searches in here. You have 10,000 keywords to work with for a volume of 163,000 searches a month, most of which are going to fall within your category of capability, like to rank for it within like 6 months. And I'm sure that, you have the Zappos of the world that also rank for this stuff, but you're going to have an entire domain that's just dedicated to nursing shoes, right? We can get the comfortable in there. We can get the easy to clean stuff in there. No one's searching for that. That's what you push on social, is that, okay, these are easy to clean. This is the germ. Like you tell your story when you land on the page of like, hey, moron that's been having like dirty shoes for 50 years in your industry. Like, we're going to clean them. It's going to be clean. You're not going to transfer germs, but you really got them because they're comfortable nursing shoes, or they're nursing shoes, etc. I'll put comfortable on here now and just put in nursing shoes, because it looks like it's plural everywhere too.
By the way, we just changed our homepage title to Smart PPE Shoes for Healthcare Professionals.
Or maybe just, I don't know, let's find out. Nursing, right? So nursing and then shoes. And now let's find out what happens from here. So all the nursing shoes stuff, best nursing shoes, 27. And I would just dig really deep on this. And there's Crocs nursing shoes. Those would be really smelly really fast. Do your shoes smell?
Nope, antimicrobial, 100%.
Look at you guys. That's awesome. All right. Best nursing shoes center. So I don't see comfortable coming up in here. I see white. Okay, so make sure your colors are white. Algeria, which is weird. Allegria, so it's not Algeria. Any sites I'm looking at. Skechers. Do you see comfortable? Most comfortable. There, finally hits. Comfortable. 350 searches. Like, no one really cares. You think they do, and it's nice to have once you get there, but they aren't actively looking for comfortable nursing shoes. They're looking for nursing shoes, and then they care when they buy the nursing shoes that they are comfortable. There's a difference there. Okay,
that makes sense
there. Okay, so I like to see that. Now let's look at your site itself, because I haven't looked at any of the sites yet. Big images, love it, very pretty. Feather-like comfort. Where's shoe? Where's footwear? Where's nursing? Not seeing any of that on here. Okay.
Yep.
Rebecca as an RN. This is great. Get her to like bless your stuff. Like, does she work for you? Is she on your team?
She's an advisor. She's the director of nurse innovation entrepreneurship to the US.
Great. So getting her to bless things throughout your site is going to kick in something that's called EAT. It's called expertise, authority, and trust. Google's algorithm since May of last year has cared very, very much about this, because they're trying to get through all of the noise. There's so much content out there. They want to find the most, the best content out there. Try and get Rebecca to link back to a profile that disambiguates her from other Rebecca Loves that exist in the world, like the guitarist and the drummer and like the people that we don't care about, right? We care about Rebecca Love, the doctor. Best way to do that is to link this information on this page back to a Twitter profile, a LinkedIn profile, a Facebook profile. It's the easiest way to disambiguate Rebecca from another Rebecca Love. Okay. Scales Inc. Subscribe to blah blah blah. Our story, women. There we go. Shoes, women's frontline. What? What is this thing? It's a shoe. It's a shoe, man. It's a shoe. This is too long. Gail's best shoes for health. I like how you changed it though. That's great. Best shoes for healthcare. So you get too much. A lot of people are doing this with their title tags. They're loading their title tags through with a ton of freaking crap. No, this page is a white women's nursing shoe, and it may have some other stuff in it, but this is a white women's nursing shoe page. It's not women's frontline. Never even heard. Like, no one searches for that. Product description, antibacterial. These are great. Keep these in here, right? But I would like to see paragraphs of information. Like if we type in white nursing shoe, okay, duplicate, white nursing shoes. Amazon's going to show up, I'm sure. No. Oh, that's so good for you. This is amazing. Amazon doesn't show up until number 4. That's awesome. So much opportunity here. Okay. Now we'll grab one of these white nursing shoes. That one looks kind of cool. So like there's they look cool. They look like awesome shoes. Now, point is, you get down in here, waiting for it. Okay, big fat images, etc. Look at all the content that they're putting on this page. It's not that great of an example. Oh yeah, reviews, etc. I want words and text on your product pages. Okay, I want them relevant. I want the information to really dig into this. You don't have that many products, I would assume, right? Like, write your whole, like, I'd like to see 1,000 words on this page talking about
Okay.
this shoe, how amazing it is, why it's great for like cleanliness, why it's great for comfort, why it doesn't smell, like why this hasn't been solved for 50 freaking years so far, and now you're doing it. Get into it, right? This is a passion for you, or else you wouldn't have made them. I see women's frontline, $90. Dude, like, you're muted now. Sorry.
Oh yeah, Frontline's the name of the style, but we'll add in shoe, and our Shopify person's adding in tiles at the bottom so we can paragraph all those out.
Great. And
So
it's
I'll relay that back. Yep.
and it's women's nursing shoe. Got to get the
Yep.
nursing part in there. And we'll talk more about keyword research in your separate session. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So Porter, what? Any other questions, Rob? I didn't mean to rip on you so hard. Like, but this is a great example for all of you, and that you are not what you think. Yes, they wanted to be an online shop for secondhand goods, but they had to be a pawn shop first. Okay. So start with being a nursing shoe company, right? And add your bells and whistles to it, whatever. Add your what I call sizzle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a nursing shoe company. And the same thing for the rest of you guys. What are you really, right? And let's dig into that in title tags, headline tags, H2 tags. Make sure every product page talks about the core of what people truly perceive you to be. It's not what you think you are, it's what the world thinks you are, right? It's how perception is reality. Like all this stuff that's probably a bunch of self-help books or entrepreneurial books or whatever, right? Like that's what we got to pay attention to here. So
Awesome. This is great. I'm excited for our 30-minute.
yeah, it'll be fun. All right.
Cool. Thank you.
Porter, what do we got? Who's Porter? I heard somebody in an echo chamber. Was that you, Juan?
Yeah, it's me. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. So tell me, what does Porter do?
Porter automates marketing reporting for agencies. That's what we do. And we send the data to Google Data Studio.
Great. I should hire you. All right. So the platform to visualize any data anywhere.
Yeah, that's not a
Sounds
keyword.
compelling. All right. Another thing, let's try and put the brand towards the back. I know you guys all think your companies are awesome. You made it in Techstars. You made it on like a morning show somewhere. Okay. You're not cool yet. Like even Amazon puts their title tags towards the back usually. Right. So let's try and move our brand mention towards the back. No one's like specifically going to make a buying decision based off of Porter being at the front of your title tag, and you lose a lot of relevancy in Google's eyes by sticking it towards the front. So put it towards the back and really try and have succinct title tags. You want to have the value prop in there, right? So maybe Rob would still put in comfortable. Maybe he'd still put in like clean or PPE, right? Because especially since it's only 3 characters. But really, really be careful of how much garbly gook you're putting into your title tags, because they are the most important thing for SEO on the page. And the home page specifically drives relevancy throughout the rest of the domain. So don't fuck it up. Get the title tags right, especially on the home page. All right, so your platform for Facebook for data stuff anywhere. Ooh, look at your scores. Nicely done, Juan. I like you. How did you get all these links, buddy?
I create content and rank on Google.
That's amazing. Like, look at, you had 200, like, are you guys all started around the same time, or have you been around like 10 years and I'm giving you too much praise?
Well, we started in June.
Dude, you're killing it. That's great. Oh, good old Rand's linking to you. How'd you get, do you know Rand?
Yeah, I know him, and we are featuring in his blog, actually.
That's great. So Rand is like money. Like, you like get as close to Rand as you can. He's very good at this whole thing of getting links. Rand now owns SparkToro, for those of you who don't know. Before that, he owned SEO Moz, which turned to Moz. His mom went to my wedding. I like his mom more than I like Rand. Sorry, Rand, if you ever hear this video, okay? But very good marketer, very good person to stay in contact with. Yanachi, hyper focus.
He actually mentions Techstars in his latest book, Lost and Founder.
That is awesome. So I would, you know, and I'm happy to help you connect with him some more if you want. I wouldn't consider him a friend, but he's definitely a close contact of mine. So happy to help you if you need to on Rand. I just love the link structure. I wanted to geek out over a little bit. Now let's go look at competing domains from your search queries. See if you get enough search queries that you rank for, then you can start to see the true competitors that are eating your traffic from SEO. And they don't always correlate to what you're marketing against across the platform, but you can start to see it here. So you might have enough words that this would work for you, and I'm not sure. Are you marketing in Mexico specifically?
We have a website in Spanish, another in English, but we are focusing this product in English actually. So we
Yeah,
can
we're gonna talk about some fun stuff here in a second. Are these your competitors or not?
no, none of them is a competitor.
Who is? None of them?
No.
Okay, then great. I'll move on. So now let's go look at your actual organic keywords. These will be your competitors, by the way, all of you. As you start to rank more and you get more key phrases coming in, you'll start to see what's happening there. Okay, you are ranking on 564 words in Spanish and 458 in the United States. What I want to look at specifically here in a second is, are you breaking those pages down correctly in HTML? So examples of creative promotions, okay? 150 searches, not a ton. It is in Mexico. Do you want this content to rank in Mexico?
No, the story is that keyword actually drives 3,000 users a month to our website. But the traffic is relevant because it is mostly students and marketers just starting. So the conversion rate is terrible. I don't care actually about that one. In English, I would like to see actually because the high intent keywords are in English.
Let's look and see. So this is your problem. You're ranking in Spanish in the United States. Now, there are ways to do both of these, and we're going to get into it now. This gets a little 202-y here, but it's important for us to break out. You have your two flags up here, okay? Do you think you're doing it right? Well, let me just look and see if you're doing it right. I don't have time to ask you, I guess. So up here, this is all English. Let's look at your code. And in the code, you should be stating, good, HTML language is English. That's great. Okay. Now let's see if you have href lang. Oh, you do. But did you do it right? Look at you. Okay, you're close. You're close. We're going to talk about this. This should be ENUS.
Wow.
And this should be ESMX. So you're missing your country code at the end. Everyone screws up the href lang. All of them. Everyone does. So let's fix this. You will be able to finally fix the problem of I'm sitting in the United States. My browser set for Spanish. That's one thing. I'm sitting in the United States. My browser is set for English. That's the second thing. I'm sitting in Mexico and it's set for Spanish. Third. I'm sitting in Mexico set for English. Fourth. So we can now, through this hreflang tag, can target different languages within the same country. So you could target, Spanish around the world if you wanted to, if you put out enough hreflangs in here. And then you can do the opposite as well, like focus on the English content. What you're doing right now is you're kind of cannibalizing your own site because you're not clarifying to Google where you want each of these users. Plus, the signal that you're getting from the user is really poor because they're bouncing. If they're English looking in English and they land on a Spanish page, they might hit the Google Chrome translate button if they're in Google Chrome. But all of these are negative signals on the bounce rates and stuff that come back from an SEO standpoint. So we really, really, really want to dial this in. So this is the biggest, most powerful thing that you can do if you're writing multilingual content. We did this for OI because I was Tribune's SEO director for 5 years before I started my own company. And with OI, which is the Spanish daily newspaper of Chicago Tribune, as soon as we launched this stuff, we just skyrocketed to the top of the search results. I've also seen it work in other countries for product pages as well. Very, very powerful. In my opinion, a great exploitation of Google's algorithm to rank in other countries in the language that you're specifying. So So good, you're close. You almost got it. We got to get your country in there in addition
That's
to language.
that's great. Actually, if you have an article that you can eventually share, that would be great because I learned about multilingual sites like a few minutes ago. That would be useful actually. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right, wait a second. You're not nursing shoes. Okay, so so here's the what are these countries? Colombia
Colombia, yeah.
and Spain. Okay, so same scenario, right? Let's clarify. If you're gonna have, do you want users in Colombia and Spain?
Yeah, we have customers and users in all of those countries. Actually, would like to know your insights on that, how we should handle it.
So you have them in a lot of different countries here.
Yeah, totally. I will say the focus will be the United States, but we actually get a lot of traffic from Europe as well.
So we're gonna break this all out. Sorry for all you that don't care about foreign language stuff. We're gonna break all these down. We're gonna specify each one of these countries and languages inside the href lang, and you're gonna rank really, really well because all your SEO juice gets consolidated across all of those different flags and languages, and it's amazing. So we're gonna have a great time with this. But only two languages, or Spanish and English, correct? You don't have like, so I saw Brazil, nothing in Portuguese.
No, people searching in English and Spanish there.
All right. So back to volume. Sorry for the quick segue into Spanish or into SEO. So Google Data Studio, meh. Let's get you in the top 30 or top 20. Sorry. See where you're at. Data Studio templates. Hello. This is great. So you have a bunch of Google Data Studio templates?
Yeah, we actually I want to show you that page has many sans pages. So if you go below to browse by category, you will find, for instance, Facebook ads, and you will see the URL. It says templates, then Facebook. That's why the most important page doesn't have that much content, but yet it works somehow.
Your images suck, man. Like you got to get
Yeah,
these.
I am just noticing so. Didn't expect that. Thanks that you saw it.
Branded versus non-branded SEO report template with Google Data Studio. Okay, we got to get your keywords ordered correctly. These are all backwards and weird, but I love that you have this content. How many? I'll have to crawl your site too before the 30-minute session, but there's a lot of awesomeness inside of here. We're gonna go around templates and data. We're gonna go at data templates overall inside the Keywords Explorer now. Nicely done, super helpful. Not a lot of search volume yet, but let's dig into see if there's a better combination that we could hit for you. Do we have another company after this one, or is this it?
No, I will say Google Data Studio will be the most accurate.
You want what? You want Google Data Studio?
Yeah, that would be the most accurate for our search intent.
Malte, do we have another company after this?
We do. We've got one more.
Okay. Google Data Studio. All right. So Google Data Studio is super hard, right? Now let's go for templates. Is it mainly templates that you have?
Template and tutorial. So Google Data Studio tutorial and course are also good for us. And examples, I think that we rank for that as well.
I spelled that right. I did.
Course and so on.
Meh. I'm dropping Google. I know you wanted it, but too bad. I'm going to drop Studio too. I'm going to put data templates. We're going to run on templates, data templates, and see what comes up.
Okay.
And template. I got to type properly. Templates. Tutorials. I love how it's so much pressure and so many people watching you type. Okay. Data structures tutorial, data dictionary template, bio data, Google Data Studio template right there.
Nothing. But datasheet template may be somehow relevant, but not for our actual searches intent.
All right, I'm going to look one more place here. Porter, right? Yeah, Porter.
To me, would be super valuable to know the keywords that Supermetrics, our competitor, ranks for.
Yeah, Data Studio is like your thing, huh?
Yeah, we want to. It doesn't have that much traffic, but the people who look for that is exactly agencies. So that's all we care about.
And you're going up against Supermetrics?
Yeah, we are after supermetrics, exactly.
Dude, that's gonna be rough. Love that you have so much content already, though. This is your competitor. Okay,
Yeah.
they're like the real deal. And it's gonna take. You're gonna have to find the nuances that they're not paying attention to. The other thing we could do, which we haven't talked about on this call, we could get you to rank in specific regions of the countries. So I love, and this is a strategy for all of you, I love hyper local inbound link building. What the hell does that mean, Brent? It means for Rob getting a lot of links into his pages from places that have hospitals in those cities. Evanston, pay attention to. Northfield, who cares? Doesn't have a hospital, right? And really target the areas that have hospitals. If when you do that, if someone's sitting in the hospital doing a search, bad example because they're probably not in a hospital, but if they're sitting in a hospital doing a search for nursing shoes, you would rank really, really well for it because you're in that area. Example that I'll give real quick. SEO firm. Okay. Boom. SEO firm. Brent Payne, Loud Interactive, both show up, right? Why? Because I'm in Chicago, right? And I didn't type in Chicago SEO firm, I typed in SEO firm. Why? Because they got a ton of inbound link structure into that. Same thing with SEO expert, right? So these are things that you do to draw. Bruce Jones got in there, bastard. But anyway, so overall, right? You end up getting a lot of inbound link structure from certain geographies, and when people are sitting in those geographies doing searches, that's why pizza places work, okay? Because when you get a lot of links from a local area into Domino's Pizza, you just type in pizza and poof, the one that's closest to you shows up. So same thing you could do, Juan, with your content. You could target certain geographic regions that Supermetrics isn't going into yet because they're covered everywhere. I did this with bartender jobs, barback jobs, etc., with a company called Shift Gig, and we got them to rank in Salt Lake City, Boise, Idaho, all these smaller 1 million population towns by getting tons of link structure, mainly from bartending schools, into their site. So think of ways you get hyperlocal inbound link structure to rank in certain cities. You and I, Juan, are going to have a blast, like blowing it up in different languages. And I would love to destroy Supermetrics. I didn't say that officially either, but I would love to blow them up. So let's see what we can do to try and get that to happen. All right. Who is last and where? What? I'm not. Oh, Atomic, right? Sorry, Tom. Oh, Adam Chat. Sorry, Adam Chat. Where are you guys at?
Right here. How are you doing, Brent?
Hey, pretty good. Is it Renee?
Yes.
All right, Renee. Is it Moines?
Moines.
Moines. Okay. All right. I know a Moines that's a very good barefoot water skier. So his name's Rick Moines. He's like one of the top 5 barefoot water skiers in the world. Not that you care, but thought I'd throw it out there. All right. Decent scores, about where everybody else is, right? Organic keywords, referring domains, blah, blah, blah. Okay. We've seen this a million times. Anything interesting in here? Not really. Same stuff. Okay, let's go back. And tell me what you do.
For sales teams in apps like WhatsApp, we provide a conversational commerce platform that enables messaging automation and tools for agents that will result in increasing sales up to 5x.
Same scenario with a bunch
We're
of.
focusing only on LATAM though, right? We have content in US, but it's mainly informational, but all our clients are in LATAM, specifically in Central and South America.
Okay. So you're ranking for similar vendor to WhatsApp, which, okay. Let's see if we can get high volume here and see what you're ranking at. Okay, your own. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna talk about so it sounds like it was relevant for 2 of you, so that's great. We're gonna talk about hreflang and how to get that dialed in on your site too. Business API. See, and here's the problem: is like, are we in English right now? Where are we at? We're in Mexico 20, United States. Let's go to the US real quick. Do you want the US or do you want just Spanish? Just Spanish?
Spanish right now, yeah.
It's kind of fun. I didn't know that Techstars was doing that stuff. Look at you, Malta, picking up all the Spanish speaking startups. I like it. Do you speak Spanish too?
I do not. Andres, the managing director, he gets all the credit there.
Got it. Got it. This thing's in the way now. It's annoying. Okay, so give me a key phrase you want to rank for. Did you put it in the thing or not?
Yeah.
All right, let me find it. Adam chat, there you are. Ventas via, so vendors for WhatsApp, is that the right translation?
It's selling through WhatsApp, mainly. And then business.
Sellers, sellers, ventas. I should have forgotten that, sorry. I speak very good Spanish when I drink a lot of tequila. Other than that, I don't speak very good Spanish. So, and I really enjoy it. Like I grew up in Oregon and I used it quite a bit, but Ventas, nothing. Oh, it's because it's in English. It's
You did it in English, yeah.
Let's see what do you have in WhatsApp down there. In Mexico. WhatsApp web. Wow. EPK. Am I still in? Yep, still in Spanish. What's SCOM there? What's that mean?
This is just a scanner.
Okay.
That's related to using WhatsApp in the browser.
My Spanish isn't strong enough to really help you here, unfortunately. So I'm glad that you ended up being last because I don't know if I can help you. I will walk you through this like together for 30 minutes and you can, make fun of me trying to like figure out how to do this in Spanish, but this is not my forte. Like I don't have the language skills to pull this off right now. But what I want to do is let's fix your code to really focus the way you're supposed to inside of hreflang. I will do what I can on keyword research for you, and we can just brainstorm together, like how to really get down into this. Codigo is a tequila. I just drank it last night. But other than that, I don't really know most of these terms. So I can't help you here but this is what I like about it. So let me just tell you what I like. I like the scores. There are a few of them that are really tough. But to be honest with you, these scores aren't that tough to win on, but I don't know which ones are relevant and which ones aren't, Renee. So that's where you're gonna have to make those decisions, right?
Can you add ventas? Can you add ventas, the word just
Ventas?
Yeah,
Yeah,
next to WhatsApp.
Okay, ventas. Come on. Oh, Ahrefs. I'm praising you. There we go. See, not a lot of volume. We got to find the right key phrase on it because there are millions of searches that are happening for WhatsApp. You can see it, and the competition's low. But we got to find the right modifier for you that's really going to work. And we can go from there. But it looks like Ahrefs doesn't want to load very quickly for me for Mexico geography. You go from there. So now I got to get out of these flags, get back to the US. What's going to happen if I don't do this now is that when I try and do it later, it's not going to work. Let's look at the site because I'm hitting a kind of a dead end there. So this is all in English. And we changed this, but you don't really targeting English. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I'm forced to it here. Okay, can I switch it? I can switch it to Spanish. Now in Spanish, but I'm still in the United States. See this? No, that might be right. There's a lot going on here that I got to get into.
Yeah, the message is changed and it's actually wrong.
hreflang. Again, the same issues. So if we go look at hreflang. Your Oz Friends. Actually, no, I didn't like that one. I like this one from Google. So this is what we're trying to do here. And I can, put this in the chat, I guess. I don't know if we're hanging on to chats on this thing or not, but I'll drop it in anyway. There we go. Here is the resource on it. And the part you're getting here is you're just getting German language, but you're not getting English language for Great Britain users. And that's the part you guys are all missing in this implementation, is that we need to know where this user is going to be at. And we got to get that added to the code. And then we got to break it down, and we have to have a double handshake on both sides. So there's, there's a couple of generators. I actually like Aleda Solis's content around this a lot. The other person I would really look at is Bill Hunt. He's very good SEO in this space as well. When it comes to multi-language stuff, he's mainly Japanese. He married a Japanese woman, and she knows Japanese really well, and they're like business partners. But Aleda does a great job, and pretty much I think she lives in Portugal, but she does a lot of Spanish stuff too. So maybe, we can bring her in for a couple of consults and really try and get you dialed in, both of you guys, frankly, to get this done. So we're running a little late now, and I don't want to go too far over. But book time with me, Renee, and let's see what we can come up with. So,
Perfect. Thank you, Ryan.
okay.